intermission time. It's great to get out to the movies.
Can you, well, I guess actually this is how I want to get to know you. Can you tell me a movie that describes your life right now?
I feel like I'm always Nacho Libre. I'm just like, I think
That
I'm
was
like
so perfect.
I feel like I'm always like I'm like I like fluctuate from having the most confidence in the world to being like the lowest I've ever been in my life.
That was so funny.
Where I'm like, I'm hot as shit, and then I turn around and there's like I'm like clenching my ass cheeks and there's just cellulite everywhere. But my face, I'm like, I
love that for you.
Thank you.
That's a perfect answer. Wow, I can't top that.
How do you feel right now?
I was trying to think of it for myself too, and I think it's because we're talking Greta Gerwig, and I was thinking Frances Ha, just like a little bit like figuring it out vibe. I think, and my life is black and white for some reason.
Yeah. I think they're both pretty existential characters.
Yeah.
It's so funny because like that's like Nacho Libre's.
So
I feel like people are coming for Nacho Libre now because it's like he's in brown face and da-da-da. And I'm like, that was the only film we had growing up. The Latin community loves Nacho Libre. They didn't give us a choice.
That's funny.
And famously written by Mike White.
Yeah. I love that man.
I know.
I love him.
He's a god.
They duoed, what's the other movie they did together? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Orange County?
No.
Oh. Nacho Libre, Jack Black.
Yeah, Jack Black and Mike White.
School of Rock?
School of Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cutie pies. I love a duo.
Uh,
Should Jack Black be on White Lotus?
Of course. Who would he be? He would have to be the new Jennifer Coolidge character for the next season.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
Like the kind of delusional, like a rich dude.
Yeah. Wow, that's perfect. I hope that's gotten brought up in the writer's room or in the casting room or whatever the rooms are. I don't know the rooms.
I don't think there are any rooms anymore.
There's no
Everyone's writing from
the
home.
Zooms.
Yeah.
Have you ever lied about what your top 5 movies are to impress people?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Next question. Yeah, I like went, yeah, are you kidding me? I don't know.
Where do you get your inspiration?
I kind of just like whenever I watch something, when somebody just like, when you're like, I cannot believe that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
And for like when I watched the vomit sequence in Triangle of Sadness, I was just like,
you felt inspired.
I was like turned on by how inspired I was by Ruben Östlund.
Mm-hmm.
I just like that kind of, I'm just like, you made us watch that for 24 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like
my whole theater I was in, like it was just a visceral reaction, like so much laughing. It's so fun to, same with Barbie, like so fun to be in a theater where we're all just like in this moment together, having such a strong reaction to like a creative choice someone down the line made.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
do you have like a typical style of movie that you're drawn to?
I just think whenever people like when people like nail like almost like a melding of tones or like just like a very specific lens where you just completely buy anything even though none of the logic makes sense, I'm just like fully in. So like I think Almodovar is like one of the funniest filmmakers ever. I love the way he like marries melodrama but he, like all the actors are very earnest, even though they're all like very big and exaggerated. Like I am fully like that person exists. Like that is a real person because he's just so confident. And I think that's why I was like, I think that's why I love Barbie.
Yeah.
It's just like Margot Robbie like committed,
Yeah.
like Ryan Gosling committed, and they could have so easily, like it's so easy to make fun of characters like that, and they just were fully those characters, and then it just made me feel so much in such a ridiculous landscape.
Yeah.
That so I love, those are the films that I really gravitate towards.
Yeah, I completely understand. I get your style. I get it. What made you want to direct? How did you even end up in this path?
I wanted to. I was a child actor, and unsuccessful, and obviously.
Yeah, what were you in? Name drop something.
I was on this like Nickelodeon show where my best friend was a ninja, and I had no idea.
Okay.
Because like there was like that period of time in Nickelodeon and Disney where like I think it's because of Hannah Montana, everyone was secretly something, and then there was something else, and I was like on the offshoot where like my best friend was a ninja. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's so cute. That's so an offspin of Hannah Montana.
Yeah,
that's
there
funny.
was like a whole. I think it's still happening.
Yeah,
I think kids still have
worlds.
secret egos in the shows that are. I don't know what's happening now, but yeah. And then like, but I always wanted to do comedy, and I would constantly like book. I was like this sex trafficked kid that was like rescued in some dirt cave just because I'm brown. For those listening, I'm not a white person, and so I was just always playing like some kid being dragged across the border, and we ran out of water, and like it was just like always this like really dramatic.
Heavy.
I know, and I just was like, I wanted to do funny, and I just started writing my own sketches when I was a kid, and then I started doing that more seriously in high school. By seriously, I just mean more often. with my friends.
It seems serious to me.
Very serious sketch comedy that I have deleted all the videos of online. So and then that just kind of turned into, and then I was on some like horrible syndicated show called Mr. Box Office. I had like random people in it, like Vivica Fox and John Lovitz and Bill Bellamy, and they were like, because apparently Bill Cosby has like an English degree or whatever. He was like a teacher before, and so the show was about like Bill Bellamy playing Bill Cosby, where he had this English degree, but he gets a DUI, and his court order is to teach these like South Central kids English.
Okay.
And I was one of the kids that was like, I don't know how to read that. In every episode, it was like that show in Funny People where they cut to the show that he's on. He's talking about the important work that he's doing, and it's like extremely racist and like.
Oh my god!
And then I was like, I have got to go to college. Like, being an actor is really depressing, and I hated not having any control over your career. And so then I started going to community college, and I had the most incredible professors at community college. It was like actually very rigorous. I'm
a huge community college advocate.
Crazy. I like saved so much money. The fact that I was able to pay for my own college is crazy.
Actually, the first film class I ever took was in community
Me
college.
too. Oh. Me too. I remember my professor's name, Joseph Sierra.
Oh,
he was so amazing.
But I had a really good time.
That's where I first saw Annie Hall.
Oh,
it was like in a random classroom in some community college, and I watched, and it blew my freaking
Little
mind.
did you know it would be such an imprint later.
Little did I know it would ruin my reputation at the AFI. I remember like the first day of school at AFI, they asked us like, what was the film that made you? No, this is a scenario where I should have lied.
Okay.
Because I was like, my last name is Bonilla, so I was like one of the first ones up.
Uh-huh.
And like I had said, like they're like, what's the film that made you want to be a director?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, Annie Hall. And everyone kind of looked at me like
why? Because of Woody Allen?
Yeah. And then and they were like, what? Like, yeah, it was bad. And then they were like, what is your favorite TV show of all time? And I was like, honestly, Louis. And then it was like, that, like, you're done.
Yeah, everyone was just like,
you are an ally to the wrong people. And it was just like I got so nervous that I blacked and just said like my honest response.
Yeah.
And then everyone went around and was like,
you gotta lie.
Yeah. And then people like, yeah. And I think because people then started talking about like, I don't know, people flipped it from like their favorite movie to show to then their favorite director. So then it became like, they kept dropping like, oh my God, like anything Tarkovsky. And I remember in my notes, I was like, who is Tarkovsky? You must understand Tarkovsky. I thought it was a philosopher.
Voice memo to self.
I literally was like, just like typing on my phone, Tarkovsky, ? Tarkovsky, a person, Tarkovsky, a movie. It's a movie. Tarkovsky, a movie.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
But yeah. And then I transferred to NYU. And then just like, kind of explored doing comedy in film. I went to film school twice. I like because the first time didn't go so well. Being validated by institutions and then nothing happening for me.
That is a personality type I've learned. People that love being in school.
Yeah. It's funny because like, I'm first generation and my parents didn't go to like college. Yeah. So they're very confused that I was going to go.
I'm doing it twice.
Well, I didn't think I would do it again, and I'm just like, oh my God, I've been a bartender for 5 years. I should do it again. And then, and like I acted in my thesis film there, but then I was like, I just like lost interest acting. I also like developed like very severe anxiety, and I try to go back to acting after like I moved back to LA after NYU, and I could not have an audition without triggering my IBS, and I was like, this is no longer for me. And then I just fully committed to directing short films that no one's ever seen.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Well, what is on the horizon for like projects coming up? What are you aspiring to work on?
My thesis film was actually executive produced by the CINEGOGUE. It's
never heard of it.
It's like a farcical comedy about this ex-bullfighter that gets a job as a flag waving parking attendant to like stage his last bullfight in like a parking garage, and just causes a bunch of fucking mayhem. I think it's because I'm like delusional enough to think that I can be a filmmaker. I tend to gravitate
anyone
towards,
in the creative world has to be a bit delusional.
Yeah, that I tend to gravitate towards like delusional characters that like don't necessarily understand like when their prime is over.
I love that.
And like keep doing it. But yeah, so that's a fun, crazy comedy that we've just started submitting to festivals. I got like this fellowship where I'm going to be going to Telluride to try to find money for my feature, which is a comedy about this guy whose ex-girlfriend starts dating. He's like a theater teacher at this middle school, and his ex-girlfriend starts dating the school's principal, who he fucking hates. And the principal's trying to get the school to like win this like very intense academic. The Blue Ribbon of Excellence, for those who know, is a very prestigious award in Burbank schools that my high school fought for and lost while I was there. But it's this guy's ex-girlfriend starts dating the school's principal, and so in order to get back at him, he stages a middle school production of 9/11 to ruin the school's reputation.
That is so funny.
So we're like, yeah, my career is going to last all of 1 year because that is going to be really over when the movie comes out. Wow. Yeah, it's like a mix of like, honestly, it's like as if School of Rock was shot like Apocalypse Now, like with the severity of Apocalypse Now. I just like want to make.
Yeah, I see it now. I see it in lights. This episode of Intermission is brought to you by Onibaba, the most daring film import ever, straight from Japan. A savage tale of lust and survival, both striking and genuinely erotic. Be one of the few to experience Shindo's terrifying, electrifying, and sensual thriller. For the real ones out there, come and watch Onibaba with us at Vidiot's on Monday night at 7:30. See you there on the 23rd of October. I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
What movie or movie character do I remind you of?
Oh, okay. Aubrey Plaza and Funny People.
Okay.
Just because I was just thinking about that movie and I don't know, there's just like.
I'll take it.
Like she's this desired kind of like aloof, like I'm just going to read questions, but I'm not going to really give you all of me. I'm going to make you reveal everything about yourself and you're going to embarrass yourself. And then I'll just like ask you another question.
My plan.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me a red flag movie where if you were going to go on a date with someone and they said this was their favorite movie, you'd be a red flag.
The Godfather.
Really? Because it's too like on the nose?
Yeah, it's like obviously everyone likes The Godfather.
Yeah.
But if you think you think that you're teaching me something right now, I'm out.
Yeah, like a mansplaining.
Yeah.
Like,
if you want to go show,
yeah. Okay.
I went to I hadn't seen 2001: Space Odyssey before 2 weeks ago, and I showed up a little late, and it was like packed with film bros, so I had to sit in the front row. I was having a movie fan experience that was just like I was letting the movie wash over me. But it kept getting interrupted by like the collective, yeah. And I'm like, why are you treating this like a football game?
So funny.
Like just surrender to the movie.
Yeah.
Like just watch the movie. I personally think it's like something that comes from insecurity where like somebody wants to be the most at something and there's this like competitive nature to anything whenever I think men are together. Like I went to some screening at CAA recently and there were all these like little agent bros in like suits who just got off work and like just like cutting me off like left and right and just like getting in there to see this like art film. It was just like a very quiet like art movie that was screening there that their client happened to have. Just I don't know this whole like competition to be the biggest cinephile is like it's like if you like a movie, you just like a movie. You don't have to like it more than anybody else. Like, it's one thing if you disagree about a movie, then that's like fun and exciting to get into a debate about it because you both clearly are passionate about it. But to like have somebody say, I like a movie, and then to be like, well, I like it more because I know this. And it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah. Like it's like your personality. So then it kind of like all the stakes are on this answer. I must like show the world.
Yeah.
Like how different but smart I am, you know?
Yeah. Like if they like, yeah, I know those Criterion clips where they like put a celebrity in the closet and they're like, pick a movie that you would take home. Those gives me so much anxiety.
Yeah. A little bit. Okay. Well, I was about to talk shit, but I actually love those. I was just like, but it is such a flex because I don't know.
I would just pick a movie that I've never seen and be like, oh my God, this cover is beautiful. Yeah. Like, I don't know. What would you pick?
Oh, see, fuck. I literally, like, if I got invited to go into that closet, I would study for like a week to come up with the coolest answers I could come up with. So I can't tell you now because I haven't studied yet.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I know. For me to be in that closet, someone would have to like lock me in there.
Yeah. Like, sleep in here for a week.
Yeah.
Best movie you've watched this year?
Triangle of Sadness.
Such a good movie.
So good.
I don't even know if we've talked about it on this podcast yet. Maybe we haven't. It's just been a while.
I'm obsessed with him.
Dream blunt rotation of filmmakers.
Agnes Varda. I think I've only ever seen her stoned. Wait, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not revealing. I talked about being stoned quite a bit now. Have you seen the Jane B for Agnes V?
No.
Oh, that's such. You should take an edible and watch that tonight.
Okay.
You should like.
You want me to have a heart attack or?
Oh, you know.
I have an anxiety attack.
It's like a fake documentary about Jane Birkin's life. It's like a biography that she kind of wrote with Agnes Varda, where they like reenact stages of Jane Birkin's life.
Oh.
And like through like Agnes's lens, and it's just so
interesting.
Beautiful. And there's just this idea because she was so sexualized and like idolized.
Yeah, as I'm doing it right now.
Oh, I do it all the time. She's gorgeous. But I like got bangs when I had like broke up my boyfriend last month, and I was like, I will look like Jane Birkin, and I look like Dora the Explorer. But
we all try.
I know. But she just talks about this idea of like the dying muse of like, who are you when you're no longer able to be sexualized by the people that idolized you, and like having this like almost existential crisis for her 40th birthday, and then just talking about this like almost like reinventing herself as an individual for the first time now that she's no longer going to be considered like this.
I just watched a documentary with almost like the same premise.
Oh, yeah?
Sorry. Go on. And
what was it?
No, go on. I want to hear about this. Wait, where can I watch it?
It's on Criterion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're talking Criterion.
I can't keep up with this conversation. Like, I have no idea what's happening. But that is just like, that's sad Barbie vibes.
Okay, but I love that.
And it's beautiful.
I'm going to watch that.
And it does make you feel excited about aging.
Yeah. Now I'm going to blank. I do want to mention it because I just watched a documentary with like a similar premise of I'm just blinking. It's like a model, actress. I feel silly for not remembering her name, but how
Brooke Shields?
Yes.
Yeah. I watched that one too. That one was dark.
Yeah, Baby something.
Yeah. What is it called?
I thought I watched it on Hulu, so now I'm trying to check Hulu.
It is on Hulu. It's a 2-part series. What the heck is it called?
Too many things. Hold on.
I was gonna say Babyface. That is not it.
Pretty Baby. Brooke Shields, Pretty Baby. Same thing though, just like being sexualized at like your whole upbringing as a woman in the eye of the public, you know?
I just think like being a woman before now must have been especially exhausting. Like I wonder like I just think about like sometimes I just randomly will be walking and think about the fact that Catherine Bigelow was married to James Cameron, and I just like take a moment of silence. And I'm just like, she must have been through it. And then I just keep on with my day.
You have a moment of silence for her.
I'm like going to Target to buy like SPF face cream. And I'm just like, whoa. And then I get so tired for a split second. And then I'm like, I love being a woman now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just like, imagine if I don't know. That's why whenever like an older woman is like mean to me or a little hard, I just kind of like, I'm like, I understand.
Oh, that's sweet. I should think like that. I like that.
Those are the only people I have patience for.
Yeah.
Like an old crow.
Yeah.
That just like is so
she's
beaten up.
Yeah.
by the way she grew up. That I'll be like, those are the only people that I will like take a second to be like, she's perpetuating the fucking misogyny that she experienced.
I want to ask you about films that influence your work.
Let's see. Amy Heckerling. I love Amy Heckerling. Like Clueless just like knew what it was. And it wasn't like, and it had so much care for the characters, and you were never like yeah, you were making fun of them, but you also like felt so much for them. Like that. I just love, I guess like, I don't know, Ernest Camp, Jonathan Glazer. Because I have so many different moods. Like, do I want to just have to watch a dumb comedy, or do I want to just like learn the answers of the universe?
Favorite movie theater in LA?
Well, the ArcLight in Hollywood used to have the best popcorn.
Okay.
And now it's, I don't know. I don't even know.
How do you like your popcorn?
Layered butter.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I don't know. There was something about the popcorn there that was so good that Regal just doesn't do quite the same since they took it over. But I guess like my favorite, I'm always in Los Feliz. I always go to Los Feliz even though that screening room sucks. But that's where I'm walking and I see that there's a movie playing. I go in there.
Yeah. A movie you think is underrated and a movie you think is overrated.
Underrated, I'll say Jane B. Poor Agnes-V. And then overrated, I'll say Aliens.
Okay.
The second one.
Okay.
The first one's gray.
Okay.
The second one's very overrated.
Okay, well, thank you for being on the show. I loved having you. Do you have anything you would like to plug for those listening?
If anyone's a millionaire out there and wants to get me money to make a feature, I'll send you my short.
Amazing, amazing. And that is a wrap, everybody. All right, get lost.
Good evening.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure to follow our Instagram at It's Intermission Time and share with your friends. As always, Intermission is produced by Giselle Chu and Olivia Deaton. Associate producer Tate Hilliard. Directed by Kaden LaRocchi, and of course, hosted by yours truly, Megan Braun. Be sure to say your prayers and visit the synagogue on all platforms.